Yeah, so what we've been talking about for the last couple of years is this prioritization rule of the WNBA. And it goes into full effect in 2024. And what it means is if you are not back from your overseas commitments...
Is Caitlin Clark really coming home from Europe? Or is the allure of the international stage too much to resist?
The start of WNBA training camp, you can't play the whole season. That's it.
With rumors swirling about her potential return, fans are wondering, will the WNBA's new prioritization rule and the growing 3-on-3 league keep her stateside, or will Europe hold on to one of basketball's brightest stars?
And that really affects the foreign market for players, where it was already a tougher go with the Russian market closing. Nobody's going to play there after what happened to Brittany Griner.
If you're not back from overseas commitments by the start of WNBA training camp, you're out for the season. Simple as that. This policy isn't just a minor guideline, it's a game changer, one that could reshape the career decisions of players like Clark, who are already navigating the impact of global basketball dynamics.
We can't wait till Saturday.
What was the official offer to Caitlin?
Take, for example, the Russian market, which has become nearly off-limits after Brittany Griner's high-profile detention. The ripple effects have made players cautious, further narrowing the already challenging overseas options. And with the new prioritization rule, Europe may no longer be a safe fallback.
It was 2 years, $5 million a year.
But just as Europe's charm starts to wane, a new player enters the scene, the 3-on-3 league. It's an entirely different game, both in format and opportunity. So what does this mean for Caitlin?
And plus, we were going to do cool stuff with merch, and I think he was even talk about percentage and team ownership.
Well, for starters, the 3-on-3 league isn't just some backyard basketball venture. This is real competition, where the cash flow is strong, the gameplay is intense, and each minute on the court is a showcase.
Tell us about this new league.
Yeah, I think, just to touch on what you said, obviously in a typical women's basketball life, you play in the WNBA and you go overseas.
And they're gunning for Caitlin, offering her a deal so huge it's reminiscent of Ice Cube's Big 3 league. $5 million a year for 2 years, plus options in merchandise and even team ownership. It's not just an offer, it's an invitation to redefine her career. But is she ready to step into this kind of league, or is it simply a tempting distraction? Unlike the structure and team-based dynamics of the WNBA, the 3-on-3 league is more raw and high-paced, a perfect environment for a player like Caitlin.
A month gap where our W players aren't home, aren't in market, and Fee and I are co-founders in Unrivaled, which is going to launch in Miami.
Known for her sharpshooting from Curry-like range, Caitlin's game is tailor-made for a format that prioritizes fast breaks and one-on-one showdowns. There's no room to hide here. Every drive, every shot, every defensive misstep is front and center. For fans, it's a dream. For players, it's a challenge. But why 3-on-3? What makes this league special?
25, and it's going to be the top 30 athletes where we'll play 3-on-3, one-on-one, and just be home, be in market, and be able to be, in a market that...
Think of the 3-on-3 league as basketball's rebellious younger sibling. Unlike the more corporate nature of the WNBA or even the NBA, the 3-on-3 format is compact, high stakes, and incredibly lucrative.
In a W team, but continue to grow the game and grow brands.
So it's going to stay there in Miami, which was very important to the players. They didn't want to be traveling all around during the offseason, so it's going to be there.
It's a venue where real athletes get to shine without the restraint of a full court setup. The court itself is smaller, the shot clock tighter, and the gameplay fiercer. Caitlin would be facing intense defensive pressure every second.
3-on-3, the court's going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, the court's going to be a little bit smaller, so like around 60 feet in comparison to 94, but full court.
With defenders on her heels, no time to overthink, and only her raw talent to rely on. Yet the offer isn't just about the gameplay, it's about money, prestige, and location. The 3-on-3 league is planning to keep all games in Miami, meaning less travel and a consistent fan base, something that Caitlin wouldn't get overseas. It's also an opportunity for Caitlin to stay close to her US supporters, who'd no longer have to watch her play at odd hours or in distant leagues. The catch? The 3-on-3 league is tough. While Caitlin's WNBA experience has honed her skills against top talent, it's a different beast out there. The smaller court size means less time to set up plays. It's a rapid-fire game where every second counts. Caitlin would have to adapt from her current team-oriented strategies to a much more individualistic approach. Could she handle that transition? With her natural ability, most would say yes, but it's still an adjustment. And the physical demands are high. It's a league that could push her endurance, toughness, and resilience to the limit. But wait, is Europe really out of the picture? Not quite. European leagues are still a fantastic option for top-tier players. They offer major paychecks, passionate fans, and even the thrill of international prestige. Caitlin could head to Europe, where she'd be welcomed with open arms, earn respect from global audiences, and live the experience of playing in electrifying arenas. European clubs often treat their players like royalty, offering unique cultural experiences and even endorsement deals that would be hard to match in the States. If Caitlin chooses Europe, she'd also have more downtime to improve her game, away from the intense physicality of the 3-on-3 league. And it wouldn't hurt that European fans have a way of celebrating players with unrivaled passion. From the singing and chanting to the massive banners, every game feels like the World Cup final. So which is the right path for her? Let's break it down. Pro for the 3-on-3 league. Fame, influence, and a paycheck that's hard to ignore. Caitlin wouldn't just play. She'd become the face of the league, instantly boosting her brand with viral highlights and national exposure. She'd be a staple in Miami, making millions and cementing her reputation as a superstar in a format that's all about raw, individual skill. Con for the 3-on-3 league. The spotlight can be harsh. If the league fails to maintain its appeal, Caitlin's association with it might backfire. The 3-on-3 format may be fast-paced and exciting, but it's also a bit of a gamble. There's no long-term history like the WNBA or Europe. It's still finding its footing. Plus, if the league's popularity fades, so could Caitlin's momentum. Stability, legacy, and serious respect. European leagues are well established and would keep Caitlin's brand strong and respectable. She'd get to stay connected with a broader audience, especially those who see her as more than just a highlight player. And let's not forget the lifestyle. Europe isn't just a league, it's a whole new cultural experience. Con for Europe. Travel fatigue, time zone headaches, and the WNBA's prioritization rule would make it difficult. If she misses that WNBA training camp deadline, she's sitting out the entire season. That's a huge sacrifice, and one that could cost her domestic fans and relevance back home. So, Caitlin, is it time to gamble on 3-on-3? Or does Europe still hold its charm? Some of Caitlin's WNBA peers are already eyeing her choice with a mix of excitement and curiosity. Players like Nafessa Collier and Brianna Stewart know the impact a player like Caitlin could have in the 3-on-3 league. Collier, known for her calculated style, would probably respect Caitlin's fearless shooting and unpredictability, knowing it could shake up any game plan. Stewart, meanwhile, would see Caitlin's presence as a thrilling challenge, pushing everyone to bring their A-game. So where will Caitlin go from here? Choosing the 3-on-3 league could make Caitlin a trailblazer in a brand new space for women's basketball. She'd be bringing her game to an audience that's dying for a fresh, more personal form of the sport. But Europe is still calling, offering stability, tradition, and the chance to build a legacy that spans continents. For now, all eyes are on Caitlin as she decides, will she be the one to change the landscape of women's basketball? Whatever she chooses, one thing's certain, she's got the whole world watching. Stay tuned to Sport Pulse, where we're following every development and we'll keep you updated on Caitlin's journey and the moves that could reshape the future of the game.